Right.
Bob, I'd be remiss. I don't want to bring up something unpleasant. I know you dealt with it, but in light of the David Letterman scandal, with what he had to deal with and potentially taking advantage of members on his staff and extortion, you dealt with a number of these cases from some of your, they were called Bob's Beauties at the time, but the women who would show the prizes, etc. Some of them claimed harassment or even worse.
Let me correct you before you go any further. I dealt with one case. The other cases were unlawful separation, or whatever the legal term is. I mean, it was not just me. It was the show. It was the network. It was the company.
Well,
but I had one
sexual
harassment case.
Yeah, they hit on her, and these others. That I think one woman just dropped it. And I know you would go and settle these out of court. You said at the time you didn't like to, but that, you know, for the benefit of the organization, you had to.
No. Now, let me correct you again. I did not. I was sued for sexual harassment.
Right.
And they asked me, they said, we can settle this out of court and save, and not give up a lot of money. Or can we, what do you want to do? We'll leave it to you. I said, I want to fight it. I said,
no.
It was not truthful. She had not been truthful. And
so none of these allegations, and particularly this one.
No, I'm talking about the sexual harassment suit. And so we fought it, and she dropped the suit.
Okay, because I think you said at the time, I'm sorry if I misplayed my word, I didn't choose to settle any of them. I chose to go to court. But it's good business to settle when you can for far less than the lawsuit.
No, that's these other lawsuits. Now, I didn't settle them. The company did. And I never paid a penny.
So there was was there any truth to any of them?
They were all based on exaggerations or outright falsehoods. They really were.
So when you saw the Letterman situation, did you say, well, someone's either trying to threaten him or what? Anything at all?
No, I don't know a thing about that. And he has admitted that he had an affair with some of these women. And I admitted that the young lady, young at the time, who sued me, I admitted that we had an affair, but it was consensual, and she charged me with sexual harassment after she left the show.
Do you think, and we were talking about how wealthy and successful you've been, that you are more of a target when you're that wealthy, when you're that successful?
Well, for one thing, you're making me sound a lot more wealthy than I am.
Oh, no, I don't think this is not an IRS issue.
In this age of the billionaire, why, I'm well-to-do, but
well,
not
I read
wealthy.
some stuff on you, Bob, and with all the money you can. I'm changing this into a game show. You hit pay dirt, my friend. So is it as easy for today's president, so given the very diverse media landscape, to do what you did, to do what some of the greats did in this business? It's tougher now, right?
Well, I think that the world has changed so far as television hosts are concerned. When I started, there were people like, well, one of the best was Ralph Edwards, who hired me.
Sure.
Art Linkletter, Jack Bailey, Queen for a Day, Jolly Jack. These were fellows who had spent years in radio, and they had done countless audience participation shows. They'd go out and choose their own contestants, bring them up on stage, and create a lot of excitement. And that's what I learned to do as a kid. I started at 21. I was doing this type of show.
Isn't that so? But you would be so energized. Everyone has a down day, or they feel kind of blah. I never saw Bob Barker blah.
Well, that's just a matter of blocking it out. You know,
it wasn't caffeine.
No. I'd get up in the morning, but I enjoyed what I was doing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Had I not, I don't think it would have been so successful. But people realize this guy's having fun. Let's have fun with him. And that I think that was a big thing so far as the success of the show was.
People forget you trained to be a fighter pilot.
I was a fighter pilot, yes.
And how did that go?
Oh, it went well. Here I am.
Well, I understand that you were ready and done with training, and then the war ended.
Well, I have a different story to it, a story concerning that particular part of my life. I had done my qualification landings on the carrier, the old Wolverine up in Great Lakes, and I was assigned to a fighter pilot's pool, a Corsair pilot's pool, and I was awaiting order. There's old Barker right there. I was awaiting orders to join the seagoing squadron, and the enemy heard I was coming out to the Pacific, and they surrendered.
They stopped. That was
World War II.
Bob Barker.
It just happened. They dropped the atom bomb about the same time.
They were afraid that you were on the way.
When they heard I was coming out there, in the Corsair particularly, they said,
"That's it. Game over."
Yeah,
Bob Barker, a real pleasure.
My
Best
pleasure,
of luck.
Neil.
Continued success, my friend.
I'll get all my lawsuits straightened out.
I did. Okay. All right. Don't give me any